All right, welcome to your weekly recap from your friends here at .LA. I'm Kelly O'Grady, .LA's chief host and correspondent. We love everything LA tech media and startup news here, so if you do too, you're in the right place. Okay, so LA's reopening came to a screeching halt this week, with beaches being closed this 4th of July weekend and restaurants shutting down for at least the next 3 weeks. But I guess on the bright side, all the streaming services must be celebrating because the chances that we're all binging this holiday weekend just increased dramatically. So let's dive into the week's top headlines. This is going to be a brief one because it's a short week, but I'll make sure to hit the highlights so you know what's going on in the LA tech and startup ecosystem. All right, so in the investing world, Elementary Robotics has raised $12.7 million in Series A funding to continue developing and deploying its automation products at scale. So the company says its mission is to help people by automating day-to-day repetitive tasks, but it adds cryptically on its website that it can't detail too much about the tech because they're still in stealth mode. So co-founder Bill Gross said that up until now, robotic actuation was mostly about super rigid, super stiff, repeatable actuation. But with recent advances, now you can have a robot that's gentler but more accurate, using vision as your feedback system. So basically, I'm looking forward to a world when I have my very own Westworld robot to help with my daily chores. For more on this from Ben Bergman, check out the link below. And LA County wants to be a biotech powerhouse. Last week, it committed a $15 million matching fund loan to Mars Bio, a venture fund that will invest in bioscience startups. The move is a big signal to the community that LA values innovation, and the funds are part of a wider strategy by the county to invest in the sector with the aim of creating more jobs. So although biotech generates billions of dollars for the region, it's taken a backseat to Hollywood, and talent often leads to head to other cities like San Francisco. But in contextualizing this move, the LA County supervisor even went so far as to say that he expects bioscience to outpace all other sectors, even during this current crisis, as it did during the Great Recession. And now let's turn to media. So how would you like to see the news articles that people in your line of work find relevant? Newsology, a news aggregator app based in LA, is betting that its new spin on news feeds curated around people's professions will intrigue enough users to help it compete with the Silicon Valley giants. Founder Mark Hassan said that what distinguishes Newsology's AI from recommendation engines like Apple News and Google News is that it incorporates the extra dimension of a user's industry, title, and location. So for example, if you work in real estate in California, Newsology is going to show you what's popular among real estate professionals in that region. In a world where content is being thrown at us at such a high volume, Newsology is banking that AI will allow people a more targeted way to see quality ranked news articles. Meanwhile, in the media event space, Startup Event Hub began 2020 with lots of optimism, didn't we all? At the time, it was primarily a marketplace for connecting event organizers with companies and entrepreneurs to sell their wares at exhibitor booths. Then the pandemic hit. So as they watched organizers struggle to convert their in-person events to virtual get-togethers, Event Hub saw an opportunity. Since then, they've pivoted, not just to keep themselves afloat, but to throw a lifeline to the sinking events industry. They created a digital platform where viewers tuning into an event will see sort of a virtual vendor village showcasing different exhibitors. So vendors will be able to interact with attendees who visit their booths via video chat or text, engaging with them in real time as they browse the offerings. The organizers can also use the booths for extending programming too, like side stages or breakout rooms. However the next few months play out, Event Hub will be flexible thanks to their pandemic pivot. So for more on media from Sam Blake, check out our website. Now moving on to startups, as the workforce has scrambled in recent months to adapt to remote work, nothing's really changed for GitLab, except that its founders feel vindicated after years of doubt about whether or not having an office would harm productivity or scare off investors. So Darren Merck, who's the head of remote work for GitLab, says eschewing the office has actually been a huge driver of success for them. In 2019, the company tripled in size, which would have been impossible in a co-located space. GitLab is viewing the conversation around remote work that sprung up as incredibly liberating and empowering for the workforce. To read the Q&A and get the link to GitLab's remote work playbook, check out the full article on our website for more from Ben Bergman. And speaking of remote work, we had a little bit of a theme week here at .LA. So we partnered with Hello Office on a strategy session focusing on the new work from home reality. We tackled the question of what will offices and work look like after the pandemic's over. Key takeaways were that smaller cities are attracting more knowledge workers, more employees are likely going to shift to a bit of a hybrid in-person and remote model, and brands will likely have dozens of stores instead of the thousands that they do now. Further, the role of the office will likely change. It will not only be bigger space-wise, but more oriented around creating a sense of community and collaboration. Watch the playback on our website for some really interesting insights. All right, that wraps up my weekly recap. For more details on these stories, other news this week, and to learn more about the virtual events we're hosting, visit us on our website, sign up for our daily newsletter, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram so you don't miss my daily digest of the day's top headlines. Okay, so happy 4th of July, happy long weekend, go do something fun, get some sun. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kelly O'Grady for .LA.